Welcome everyone. This is Yogalates today. All you will need is a block. You can also use two blocks if you like. We'll have variations. We'll have the block under our forearm, maybe between your feet to lean back and stretch further. We'll also use it in a half moon pose to reach down and lift your top arm and leg up. So one or two blocks. Also a set of light weights for your hands. You can also always use a set of wrist weights. Highly recommend these if you have them. I'm going to hold off just for today on adding them, but again, you can add them to your ankles, you can add them to your wrist, and if you would like, in addition to the wrist weights or ankle weights, as well as if you like to just do the opposite, you can do just hand weights. So just using 1 pound dumbbells. My wrist/ankle weights are 2 pounds each, so you can do 1 pound, you can do 2 pound, whatever you'd like. All right, for today's class, go ahead and start your devices if you're tracking any of your workouts. We're going to come down and we're going to find a child's pose. So pressing your hips back towards your heels, bringing your toes to touch, your knees butterfly open, holding it here, resting your forehead on the floor. You can also bring a block underneath your forehead, bringing that earth closer up toward you as you simultaneously still stretch your fingertips out long, resting your palms down, maybe bringing your elbows down, again with or without that block. Actively lengthening your fingertips long and actively lengthening your tailbone in the opposite direction. Long line of body here. Focusing on your breathing. Deep inhale for 3, 2, and 1. Hold at the top for 3, 2, and 1. Deep exhale all the way out through the lungs for 3, 2, and 1. One more time just like that. Deep inhale, 3, 2, and 1. Hold at the very top, 3, 2, and 1. Strong exhale out, 3, 2, and 1. Now focus on your breathing. Try to seal your lips, keeping that same breathing going for inhale. 3, 2, and 1. Keeping the lips sealed. Hold there for 3, 2, and 1. Strong exhale. Lips remain sealed for 3, 2, and 1. One more time, just like that. Inhale with your lips sealed for 3, 2, and 1. Hold at the top. And exhale. From the same position, option to bend your elbows, bringing your palms to touch, maybe bringing your thumbs to the nape of your neck. Nice tricep stretch here. You can gently walk your elbows towards the crown of your head, still sinking your hips towards your heels. Elbows in towards the floor, palms to touch. If you have your elbows bent, go ahead and release them back down to the floor. Walk your hands over to the left side of your mat, placing your right hand onto your left palm, pressing your right heel in towards your right glute, holding and breathing. And then walking your hands through center, over to the right side of your mat, placing your left hand on top of your right, pressing your hips back, your left hip towards your left heel. And then walk your hands back towards center. From here, go ahead and walk your hands towards your knees, coming to an upright position, drawing your knees together. From here, sitting your hips onto your heels. You can also grab a block, placing the block between your ankles and sitting on the block at a medium setting, low setting, or high setting. Holding it here, bringing your hands towards your thighs, rounding your spine, bringing your gaze towards your navel, and then arching your spine up for cow, bringing your hands to your hips, round your spine for kneeling cat, hands towards your knees, gaze towards your navel, and hands come towards your thighs, gazing up towards the ceiling. One more time through, hands towards your knees as you round your spine down. Hands come towards your hips, arching your spine, gaze up. Go ahead and come and find a neutral spine, stacking your shoulders directly over your hips. Bring your hands down by your sides, put them high up overhead. From here, palms facing away from you. Draw your elbows down, cactus your arms, bringing your gaze up towards the ceiling, towards your fingertips nice and wide. Inhale, draw your arms forward. Exhale, draw your arms down. 2 more times. Inhale, gazes forward, arms up. Exhale, elbows down. 1 more time through. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, gaze up. Go ahead and draw your gaze forward, arms come up high overhead. Draw your right hand down towards the floor. You can also place it underneath a block to bring the earth closer towards you. Bring your left arm to your head. Reach your left hand down to the floor or to a block. Right arm comes up overhead, right bicep to right ear. Go ahead and bring your right hand back down to the floor or to that block. Left arm comes up, left bicep to ear. We're going to draw that elbow down, cactus the arm. And then extend. Bring that left hand down by your hip. Right arm comes up high overhead. Bend the elbow, cactus the arm. Extend 1 more time through. We're going to add on to this one as well. Right hand down to the floor or a block. Left arm comes up high overhead. Bend the elbow. Really pull that elbow back, opening up your shoulder and your chest. Extend your arm long. Now rotate your body and then bring your left pinky towards your right thumb. They do not have to touch. From here, keeping your left arm straight, draw it out in front, feeling that lengthen of your spine, planting your left hand on the floor or a block. Right arm comes up high overhead, right bicep to right ear. Bend your elbow, really pull the elbow away from you, peeling the part away from your body. And then gently rotate your right pinky towards your left thumb. Draw it around in front. From here, go ahead and rise your arms up high overhead. We're going to bring our hands down in front onto our thighs. So from here, from your kneeling stance, we're going to come up, stacking your hips directly over your shoulders, untuck your toes. Keeping your hips nice and high, we're going to walk our arms out, coming into puppy dog. Extend your arms out in front. You can bring your forehead down to the floor. If you'd like a more active stretch, more lengthening of your spine and your neck, you can extend your gaze forward, bringing your chin to the floor, keeping your hips nice and high for 3, 2, and 1. Gently come up onto your palms, walk your hands slowly and gently under your shoulders. Coming back to that tabletop position, your wrists directly under your shoulders, knees are under your hips. From here, go ahead and tuck your toe, hammock your belly down, lift your gaze, coming into cow. Scoop and arch, untuck your toes, rounding your spine, bringing your gaze towards your navel, the tops of your thighs. Let's do it a few more times through with your breath. Tuck your toes, inhale as you gaze up towards the ceiling. Exhale as you scoop and arch, rounding your spine. Inhale, tuck your toes, gazing up towards the ceiling. Exhale, round your spine. Go ahead and come back, find a neutral spine. Nice flat back from here. Excuse me. And you bump your hips side to side. Whatever organic movement feels good to you in your body today. Maybe it's different from the last time that you did this. Just side to side. Maybe bringing your hips forward. Barrel rolls down to the right. Hips towards your heels, back up towards your wrists, and then reversing that direction. Go ahead and come back, find your tabletop, neutral spine. From here, we're going to lift our right arm high up towards the ceiling, opening up your chest and your shoulders. Draw your right hand under and through the left side body, thread the needle, hovering and holding that right arm. Lift it up, gaze up towards the ceiling, under and through, hovering. Once more here. Third and final time, we're going to draw that right hand all the way under and through, hovering for 3, 2, and 1. Extend that right arm and release it down to the floor, releasing your right ear to the floor, maybe to a block. You can keep your left hand boxed out underneath your left shoulder. You can also extend that left arm long. You can extend your left leg straight back like a kickstand. You can also lift it. Wherever you're at, holding for 3, 2, and 1. Bend your knee, bring your knee back under your hip, bring your left hand under your shoulder. Right arm comes up high towards the ceiling, release it back down. Give me a few hips side to side. And then we have the left side. Go ahead and keep your right hand planted, untuck your toes, lift your left arm up high towards the ceiling, thread the needle on the left side, under and through the right side body. 2 more times, reaching up higher, opening up your shoulders. Really draw that left arm further through, hovering and holding. Third and final time, reach the left arm up high, under and through, reaching it further, hovering it more along the floor for 3, 2, and 1. Release that left hand, release your left ear towards the floor or to our block. You are welcome to stay here. You can also extend your right arm long. You can extend your right leg long. You want to add more heat to the core, more balance. You can lift that right leg, hovering and holding for 3, 2, and 1. Release that right knee down to the floor. Go and draw your right hand in. Reach up towards the ceiling and back down. From here, go ahead and turn your fingertips outward, out towards the outer portions of your shoulders, and then moving your body from side to side, right to left, left to right. Come back to the center. Draw your fingertips closer towards your knees. They don't have to face exactly, but more than a 45-degree from the outside. And then just moving your hips forwards and backwards. Go ahead and come back to center. Go ahead and bring your fingertips facing away from your knees. Bring your hands up, palm print forward, tuck your toes and lift your hips, coming into downward facing dog. Maybe pedal your heels one at a time. Really bringing your gaze between your arms towards the tops of your thighs or your navel. While you're here, lift both of your heels, lower them over to the left side, feeling that deep stretch all along the left side body. Try to keep the legs straight if you can. Lift your heels, lower them this time over to the right side, feeling that deep stretch all along the right side body. Go ahead and draw them back to center, pedal your heels once more. And then float forward, coming into a high plank. We're going to lower down for 5. Option, bring your knees down. That's 3, 2, and 1. Release all the way down. Untuck your toes, hands under your shoulders. Give me 1 mini cobra. Release down. We're going to do a little stretch here. So from this position, go ahead and extend your right arm long. Keep your left hand boxed out under your shoulder. Lift your left leg. Draw it up and over the outside of your right hip. Open up your right shoulder and your left hip. Come back to the center. Place your hands directly under your shoulders. Untuck your toes. Give me 1 mini cobra. Release down. Extend your left arm out long directly from your shoulder. Right hand stays boxed out. Lift your right leg up and over the outside of your right hip, allowing your right hip to open up, your left shoulder to open. Come back to center. Placing your hands directly under your shoulders. Untuck your toes. Mini cobra. Release down. Walk your hands towards your rib cage, coming all the way up, full cobra. Maybe tops of your thighs lifting up, gazing up towards the ceiling. Look over your left shoulder. Bring it back up to the ceiling. Over your right shoulder. Back up to the ceiling. Bring your gaze forward. Tuck your toes, coming through tabletop or directly to downward facing dog. Pressing your hips up. Come back. Find your downward facing dog. Pedal your heels. Hips are nice and lifted. All right, just going to face the opposite direction. You'll see why. From here, keep pedaling your heels. We're going to lift our right leg high to the ceiling. Go ahead and draw your knee to your nose. Extend. Draw your right knee towards your right elbow. Kick it back. Right knee towards left elbow. Option to hold it here. You can also kick your right leg through. You can also lift your arm up, coming to falling triangle. Go ahead and plant your right hand back down. Tuck your right knee in. Kick it back. Step through your palms. Releasing your back left knee towards the floor. You can also place a block underneath that left knee. You can also place a block on either side of your right foot. We're just going to hinge forward and press it back. Alternating hinge forward and press it back. A few more times here. All right, on the next one, we're going to hold it hinge forward. We're going to rise up, stacking your shoulders directly over your hips. From here, we're going to release our right hand to the inside of your left thigh. Right arm comes up high overhead, exalted warrior. Lean back. You can also keep your gaze forward, feeling that stretch in the front side of your body. Feeling all those sensations. Go ahead and cartwheel down, hands framing your foot. From here, keeping your left hand to the inside of your right foot, release your right arm up high towards the ceiling, circling out your right wrist. Maybe circling out your shoulder, forwards and backwards. Again, you can have that back left knee on the floor or on the block. We're going to release that right hand down to the floor and lift it up, down towards the floor. Maybe tapping your left wrist, release it back up once more. Tap down, lift up. Go ahead and release your right hand to the outside of your right foot. We're going to tuck our back right toes. We're going to rise up to high crescent. Shoulders stacked directly over your hips. If you'd like to have a deeper sensation, bend deeper into that front knee. Maybe straighten out that back leg. Maybe bend into it and then straighten to get deeper. Hinge forward as your arms come back for 3. Lifting up. And 2. One more. All right, from here, hold it lifted. We're going to bend that back knee as you cactus the arms for 3. And lift your back knees, not have to touch the floor. Bend down and lift. One more. Bend down and lift. Hold it here and breathing. Pivot your back left foot, open up to warrior 2. Keep the bend in the front right knee. Hold it here, really grounding through your back left leg. Straighten your right leg as you rise up and bend. 2 more. Rise and bend. Once more. And bend. Hold it here. Come to extended side angle, bringing your right hand to your right thigh. Left arm comes up high overhead. Really stretch that fingertip nice and long. Left bicep to your left ear. Commit to that bend in your right knee as you reverse your warrior. Left hand behind your back. Right arm comes up high overhead. Again, nice straight right arm. Come back, find your warrior 2. This time, maybe hover your right arm. Maybe extend your arm forward. Keep that bend in the knee, reverse. Come back, find your warrior 2. Straighten your front right leg. Bump your hips, extend your arms forward, and tick-tock your arms down. You can also bring a block to the inside of your right foot. Left arm comes up high overhead. You can challenge your balance by rotating your body back, opening up your shoulder, opening up your hip. Rise up. Keep that front leg straight. Reverse. Come back. All right, few options here. You're welcome to hold it here in your triangle. You can also bend into that front right knee with or without a block. Hinge forward, opening up to half moon. Top leg is straight. Arms come up. You can keep your gaze down. You can challenge your balance by gazing up. Wherever you are at, hold it for 3, 2, and 1. Bend into that front knee. Plant your foot down. Straighten that front leg and reverse. Come back, find your warrior 2. Find your focus. All right, from here, we're going to move that block out of the way if you have it there. We're going to cartwheel down towards our right foot. And we're going to step our left foot to meet our right. We're going to rise up, coming to chair. Arms can be up at the diagonal, straight overhead. They can be forward. You can cactus your arms, whatever works for you. Maybe lift your toes, pulse it for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it low, bring your hands to heart center. We're going to rotate your left elbow towards the outside of your right knee. Try to keep your hands at heart center. Hold it here for 3, 2, and 1. All right, keep that bind with your left elbow and your right knee and lift that right knee. Coming up, staying on that right leg. Bring it forward. Keep that right toe flexed. From here, it's going to turn to face you off for just a second. Cactus the arms, open up that hip. 2 more. Draw it forward. Open and cactus. Draw it forward. Once more. Open. Hold everything forward. Now from here, option to keep that block with you. Now, we're going to hinge forward, kicking that right leg straight back, finding your warrior 2 or your bird. If you're a little weebly wobbly guy, that's okay. A little resty with these couple holidays. Keep a micro bend, that standing left leg. Hold that right leg lifted. Your hands can be at heart center. You can bring your arms out forward into a warrior 3. You can tee out your arms so you can bring your hands back, coming into bird, or hands to the floor or a block. Keep the right toes flexed, your hips are parallel. We're going to pulse it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step your right foot to meet the left. Go ahead and give me a forward fold. Roll all the way up. From here, we're going to find our tree. So bring your right foot to the inside of your left ankle. You can reach your left calf. You can bring it all the way up to the inside of your left thigh. All the way up to the inside of your left thigh. Just avoiding that knee. You can bring your hands to heart center. Maybe grow your branches. You can sway your branches. Maybe challenge your balance by looking up, closing one or both eyes. Wherever you're at, go ahead and release that bind. From here, we're going to step the right leg back, step your left leg back, and find your flow. Option to release your knees down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way up. Tuck your toes, find your downward facing dog. All right, let's do that exact same thing on the other side, and then we'll get into the fun Pilates moves. We've incorporated a few here with our yoga flow. We'll continue to add on. Go ahead and lift your left leg high to the ceiling. Draw your left knee to your nose. Kick it back. Left knee to left elbow. Kick it back. Left knee to right elbow. Option to hold it here. You can also extend that leg straight. You're welcome to hold it here. You can lift the right hand up towards the ceiling. Holding and breathing. If you have that right arm to go, release it down to the floor. Tuck your knee in. Kick it back. Step through. Coming into low crescent. Release that back right knee to the floor. Maybe to a block. Untuck your toes. You can also bring blocks. Framing your left foot. Bringing that earth closer towards you. We're just going to hinge forward and back here. 2 more. All right, next one, we're going to hold it forward. Draw the arms up high overhead. Shoulders stacked directly over your hips. Go ahead and release your right hand back. Left arm stays forward. Maybe lean back, press your hips forward, pressing into that left knee. You can also keep your gaze forward, holding and breathing. Draw both arms back up towards the ceiling. Go ahead and frame your left foot. Keep your right hand to the inside of your left foot. Release your left arm high towards the ceiling. Maybe circle your wrist. Maybe circle your shoulder forwards and backwards. Always options. We're gonna lower and tap for 3, and lift. That's 2. One more. All right, from here, go ahead and lower that left hand. We're gonna tuck the right toes, coming up into high crescent. Find your focus, find your breath. You can bend deeper into that left knee. You can bend and then straighten that right leg to get deeper into that lunge. Hinge forward, arms come back for 3, and rise. That's 2. One more. All right, hold the arms up overhead. Cactus down as you bend that back knee for 3, and 2, and 1. All right, hold it here, catch your breath. Pivot your back right toes, open up, warrior 2. Your left toes are facing out from your left fingertips. Right toes are parallel to your mat. Find your breath. Inhale, straighten that left leg, arms come up overhead. Exhale to bend deeper into that left knee. Lift and lower. One more. All right, hold that bend. Go bring your left hand to your left thigh. Right arm comes up high overhead. Right bicep to right ear. Really grounding through the outer right pinky of your right foot. Hold that left knee bent. Reverse your warrior. Left arm straight. Come back through warrior 2. Few options here. You can hold that bottom arm extended. You can also draw it forward. You can also always plant it on that foot or towards the floor. Commit to that bend. Reverse your warrior. Come back to warrior 2. Straighten that front left leg. Bump your hips back. Extend your arms forward and tick-tock your hands down. Left hand can be down, hovering in space, stretching long in opposite directions. You can also bring that left hand to a block. Whatever height works for you. If you want more of a twist, rotate your upper body. Twisting as if you're a sponge. Maybe gazing up towards the ceiling. Hold that left leg straight. Reverse. Come back. And a triangle. If you'd like, option to hold here, where you can bend into that left knee and lift that top right leg with or without that block. You can gaze up or down. Maybe noticing how one side might be different than the other. It's totally fine. Hold it there for 3, 2, and 1. Then into that left knee, release your right foot down if you had it lifted, straighten that leg, and reverse. All right, from here, come back. Find your warrior 2. Holding and breathing. Cartwheel down to your front left foot, and then step your right foot to meet your left. Your legs are glued together. Just gonna back it up a little bit. Legs are glued together. Rise up. Hands can be at heart center, overhead, cactus, airplane your arms back, chest is lifted. Pulse it for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it low. We're going to take that outside of your right elbow and hook it onto your left knee. Trying to keep your thumbs at heart center. Holding and breathing. All right, wherever you're at, we're going to balance on that right leg as you lift the left knee, holding that bind. You can always do it when the cameras aren't looking. Holding that bind. Go ahead and keep that left knee lifted. Flex your left toes. Reach your arms up high overhead. We're going to draw the elbows down, cactus the arms, open up the hip for 3, and forward. That's 2. 1 more. All right, so you're still framing that block. You have your left knee lifted, your arms up overhead. We're going to hinge forward, kick that back left leg straight back so your hips are square. They're framing the floor. Avoid opening up your hip. That's the half moon we did earlier. Keep your hips parallel. You can keep your hands to the floor. You can bring them down to a block if you'd like. You can bring your hands at heart center. Extend your arms out in front for warrior 3. You can bring your arms back for bird. Keep a micro bend in that standing right leg. Left toes are flexed, left leg is straight. We're going to pulse it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Go ahead and plant that left foot to meet the right. Swan dive forward. From here, give me a half lift, hands to shins, nice flat back. Forward fold. Letting your neck hang nice and loose. Don't strain anything. Maybe shake it yes. Maybe shake it no. With a micro bend in your knees, or you can keep them straight. Maybe grabbing opposite elbows for ragdoll. Swaying side to side. Great, go ahead and release your hands down to the floor. We're going to step back, finding our high plank position. From here, we're going to lift our right leg, point your right toes. You can also always come down to a tabletop by releasing that right leg. Still keep, your left knee under your hip. You're still keeping that right leg straight. We're going to lift and lower for 10 and 9. Point the right toes. 8, 7, 6, that's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the right toes down. Extend the left leg long. Again, you can release your right knee under your right hip, keeping that left leg straight. Same thing. Lift and lower for 10, 9, 8, that's 7, 6, and 5. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release both knees down. Come on over to your left or right side. Find a seat on your bum. From here, so with those ankle weights or those wrist weights or the weights in your hands, we're going to lean back. Your feet are planted on the floor. Your feet are hip width apart and parallel. Palms to touch. With or without your weights, we're going to rotate to the left and then to the right, crunching that core. Tight obliques. If you want more of a challenge, if this feels too easy for you, lean your back further back. Bring the waistband of your pants or your shorts closer to the floor. You can also lift your legs up to a hover. But if you're twisting your legs, if you can look down until they're moving, go ahead and plant your feet back down. You want everything to be still, everything to be controlled. Rotation to the left and to the right. Keep it going. Side rotations. Give me one more on each side. All right, with your weights, go ahead and roll back. So from here, we have one weight in each hand. We're going to have bicycle legs or single leg stretch with a weighted arm. So same arm, same leg, long in opposite direction, hovering, holding. Draw it in, extend, draw it in. You can keep your chin tucked in towards your chest. Your shoulders are lifted, your head is lifted. You can also relax your neck completely flat on the floor. As you extend the same arm and same leg, draw them low towards the floor without touching. Your elbows are not glued in towards your side, keeping that distance from your rib cage. Everything in isolation. Same arm, same leg, extends long, opposite direction, strong point through your toes. And then drawing them back to that tabletop position. Your lower back is pressed firmly into the floor. So if your lower back lifts up or if you have any discomfort, try not to extend your arm and leg so close to the floor. Maybe just the diagonal. As you extend your arm and leg, think about a strong exhale. Inhale if you draw it in. One more on each side. All right. We're going to go ahead and hold that left leg extended long. Your right knee is bent directly over your hip. From here, we're going to lift and lower for 10, just the left leg. That's 9. You've got 8, elbows stay bent, knuckles to the ceiling. You've got 6, left leg straighter, toes pointed more. 5 more. Lower back press into the floor. And 3. That's 2. And 1. All right, go ahead and draw your knees bent over your hips, back to those single leg stretches, same arm, same leg. Give me 10 on each side. Slow and controlled. Exhale as you extend the arm and leg. Inhale as you draw them back in towards that reverse tabletop position. Keep it going. 6 more. Stay with it. You've got it. Extend and bend. Two more on each side. 1 more. All right, go ahead and hold the left knee bent. Extend your right leg straight. Lift and lower for 10. And 9. That's 8. You've got 7. So strong. 6. 5. That's 4. 3. 2. And 1. Go ahead and bend your right leg. Go ahead and lower your neck on the floor. Still with one weight in each hand. From here, draw your hands towards your knees. Draw your knees in towards your shoulders. Extend them long to a hover in opposite directions. And then crunch. Double leg extend, double leg crunch. Now, if your lower back arches up, if your belly domes outward, take out the extension of the legs or take out the extension of the arms. Only do one. Maybe only lower them to the depth that works for you. Maybe it's a V and then crunching in. Keep it going. Give me 10 more. Extend, crunch it in. 9 more. Extend, crunch it in. 7 more. 6. And 5. That's 4. And 3. Last 2. And 1. All right, go ahead and plant your feet flat on the floor. Feet are hip width apart and parallel. Go ahead and bring the weights to the tops of your hips. From here, keep your shoulders pressed firmly into the floor. Soles of your feet are pressed into the ground. We're going to lift the hips, squeeze the glutes, and lower tap, lift, and lower tap. 8 more. Keep it going. Lift and lower. 6 more. And 5. And 4. That's 3. Last 2. And 1. All right, actually give me 1 more. So we're doing 11. So hold the hips lifted. From here, we're going to draw the knees to tap and open. Tap together and open. Now maybe your knees don't tap. Maybe you just move them in that direction. Keep your hips lifted. Your hips are parallel, so don't let one hip droop down below the other. Don't let one pop up higher than the other. Squeeze your glutes. Your feet remain flat on the floor. You're not opening to a wide V. Just hip width and then a gentle tap towards one another. Shoulders are pressed firmly into the floor. Give me 3 more. And 2. And 1. Hold the knees together. Maybe they touch, maybe they're just super close. We're going to lower and lift. That's 10. And 9. We've got 8. And 7. Last 6, stay with it. You got 5, 4, squeeze your thighs together. 3, 2, and 1. Hold the hips lifted. Open knees back to hip width, and then draw the soles of the feet to touch. Butterfly your knees open. You can rest the weights off to the side, palms down by your hips. Butterfly knees, lower and lift. 10, 9, you got 8, and 7, that's 6, and 5, that's 4, only 3 more. Stay with it. 2 more. Last 1. All right, go ahead and lower your hips down. Keep your feet glued together, just their pinky edge towards the floor, butterflying your knees open. We're going to lift and lower the knees for 10 and 9. That's 8, 7, and 6. You got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold the knees butterflied open. Draw your elbows wide behind your head. We're going to crunch up. We got 20 and 19. That's it. I'm still counting. Don't worry. Slow and controlled. We're not going for speed on any of these. Think super slow, super controlled, feeling every vertebrae lifting and lowering back down onto the floor with each crunch. The soles of your feet stay glued together. Your knees stay butterflied open. Just your pinky toe back to just below your ankle is pressed firmly into the floor. You've got 10 more. Lower back, press into the floor. 8 more. Stay with it. That's 6 and 5. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release your head down. Draw your knees in towards your chest. You can grab onto your shins. You can grab the back side of your thighs and just rolling from one side to the next. Keeping your right knee in towards your right shoulder. Extend your left leg long. Flex your left toes. Maybe point, flex, circle out your right ankle. You're welcome to hold it here if you'd like a more active stretch. Go ahead and lift your left leg. Lift your shoulders off the floor. So pointing, flexing, circling out that right ankle. If you have them lifted, release your shoulders and your left leg down to the floor. With your left hand, grab the outside of your right knee. Draw it across the left side of your body. Gazing, looking over your right shoulder, maybe extending your right arm long, maybe cactusing your arm, bending your elbow, palms facing up. Back to center. Keep your right knee in towards your right chest. Maybe draw a few circles in one motion and then switching the direction. Left knee in, right leg extends long. Avoiding your rib cage, draw that left knee in towards your left shoulder. Maybe point, flex, circle out that left ankle. For that active stretch on this side, flex your right foot, hover your right leg, tuck your chin in your chest, and hover your shoulders. Still pointing, flexing, circling out whatever feels good to you in that left ankle today. If you have them lifted, release your shoulders and your right leg. With your right hand, grab the outside of your left knee, draw it across the right side of your body. Gazing, looking over your left shoulder. Maybe extend your left arm long. Maybe cactus your hand, bending your elbow, palms facing up. And then gently come back to center with your left knee still into your left shoulder. Maybe drawing a few circles in one direction before switching. Draw both knees back in towards your shoulders. Again, you can grab the back side of your thighs, the tops of your calves. We're going to rock and roll ourselves 3 times. Tap your toes and then roll back. Once more. This time, try to hover without tapping your toes. Maybe extend your arms out to a T or overhead, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and release your feet down. Cross your ankles. Release your left knee down and then crossing your right knee over your left. This right knee can stay high or it can stay low. Bring your hands down by your sides and then fold forward, feeling that nice deep hip stretch all along the right side. You can also always bring blocks, maybe bringing the blocks out in front, folding forward. Slowly and gently walk back up, switching sides. Release your right foot. Extend your left leg. Bring your right foot to the bottom, bending your right knee, and then bending your left knee on top. So your left ankle comes on top of your right thigh. Maybe it comes to the back side of your right hip. Bring your hands down by your sides. Deep inhale, lengthen your spine, and then exhale as you fold forward. You can also hold on to those blocks if you'd like. Really feeling that stretch all along the left side body. Then walk your hands back to center, unbind yourself. You can bring your soles to touch, sweep your arms up high overhead. Release your hands down, and then bringing your right hand to the outside of your left knee, left hand behind you. Inhale, increase, lengthen your spine. Exhale, twist. Bring your arms up high overhead. Left hand comes to the outside of your right knee, right hand comes beside you. Gazing, looking over your right shoulder. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist deeper. Come back through center. Arms up high overhead, hands to heart center. Fantastic work today. Thank you so very much for joining me. Again, hope you enjoyed it.